And welcome everybody to a very important night of MO WIFF Wiffle Ball as we have our first game of the evening. And boy, it's a big one. Alongside Ken Bone, I'm Tom Wilkerson, and we're just about ready to go here for this first match up against the Thunderbirds and the Bombers. And Ken, we got a good one. There's a lot of stuff laying on the line here for these two teams.
Yeah, huge playoff implications for both teams. The Thunderbirds hoping to secure their number one seed, and the Bombers trying to get into the playoffs. With a win here, the Bombers would secure a playoff spot. With a loss, they're still embroiled in a three-way battle with the Mambas and the Kings, and then no longer in control of their own destiny.
Spencer Foss, one of the top pitchers for the Thunderbirds on the mound tonight, getting the start here for them as he has yet to get a loss on the season.
7-0 is Spencer Foss with a .88 ERA.
When he has given up his runs, though, they have been early on, and just like this where he got a little wild, walked some hitters, he hasn't given up many, but the runs he has given up have been in the first inning or second inning of the games.
Yeah, they come in fits and starts for Spencer, as most of those 7 wins are shutout wins. And then there's a couple where he needed to rely on his team to give him a little run support, but they've backed him up every time so far.
We got a 3-2 count. Spencer Foss alongside Brody Livingston at short, Dom Citrowski in center. Tell you the rest of the setup on strike 3. Big pitch.
Ethan Weiner goes down swinging there.
I don't have Ethan Weiner's statistics, Ken, in front of me, but he's had a tough year this year after a big rookie season last year where he was one of the top hitters in the league. Hasn't made a ton of games this year, but I know he's not happy with where his average is at.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for Weiner for sure compared to the previous year. He's hitting .080 with 2 hits, both of them singles.
Yeah, definitely not the year that he was probably looking to have. A little bit of a sophomore slump here in MO WIFF.
He has walked 12 times. He has a very good .378 on-base percentage.
Yeah, that's good.
So he's contributing to the team. He's just not doing it in the way he necessarily wants to. It's tough to take that train ride all the way from Massachusetts to come out here and walk a couple times.
True story.
That's not what you're looking to do.
True story.
In a way, that can be part of the pressure you put on yourself. You're like, oh, I came all the way out here. I want to play. I want to make a contribution. You can swing over the top of one real easy.
1-2 count here. Look for a clean ball curve of some sort from Spencer Foss. Someone with, there it is. There it is. We called that one. That's his strikeout pitch.
Wheeler goes down looking there, and boy, he was red hot last week.
He was. Actually, would have said coming into this game, that's one of the keys to the Bombers' chances for a victory tonight is to get some production at the plate from Wheeler, who had 4 hits last week and 12 at-bats, 3 of them doubles.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Josh had struggled in his rookie season, going hitless until last week, but he really came alive.
Well, I think Josh has like 25 at-bats, and every out is a strikeout except for his hits. It kind of gives you an indication of how hard it is to hit in this league.
Well, yeah, this is, we call it the premier Fastpitch Wiffle Ball League in Missouri for a reason. No shade against any of our sister leagues out there, but this is the one where the pitchers can really let loose and show you what they got.
So it looks to me like the Bombers have made a little of a decision. They were talking before the game. It looks like maybe they decided to take a few more pitches. They are definitely looking at some stuff that Spencer's taking advantage of. Another big strikeout there. Oh, yep. Strike 3. And that's going to do it. We are 0-0 through 1/2 of an inning as the Thunderbirds come into bat.
MO WIFF is brought to you by Audi Exchange in Kirkwood. They offer an extensive range of both new and pre-owned vehicles, ensuring that every customer finds a perfect car to fit their needs. In addition to their diverse inventory, they are committed to top-notch vehicle care and excellent maintenance. Call them today at 314-270-1165. Our American League division is brought to you by Alex Eggert Photography. Looking to freeze those unforgettable moments in time? Look no further than Alex Eggert Photography. Whether you're scoring the winning goal, celebrating family milestones, or embracing your senior year, we've got you covered. Book your session today and make every moment click.
So we're back here for the bottom of the second. Cam Smith going to take the mound for his Bombers, trying to secure that playoff spot. Captain Cam Smith had a little difficulty last week with an oblique strain. Spent a little bit of time on the ground in quite a bit of pain. And, Cam's he's a fighter. He's a tough guy. So if he's rolling around on the ground, it's not feeling too good. Hopefully that's loosened up for him and won't be a factor tonight.
I wouldn't be myself, though, if I didn't ask the hard questions. And you got us not necessarily questioned the decision, but you do have a pitcher on the mound who has won a couple championships, but you have a young guy standing out there in Josh Wheeler that you traded a lot for, that has one of the best young arms in this league, and this is a must-win for the Bombers. I wonder if it was a tough decision to make on Cam's part on who to throw.
Well, it definitely is. If you look at the numbers, Wheeler's had a bit of a better year out on the hill, not record-wise. Josh has really run into some buzzsaws facing off against other aces. But his ERA is fantastic. His strikeout rate's unbelievable. But, of course, Cam historically is one of the best pitchers in the league. And there's just something about Cam and that fighting attitude. He wants to be the guy. So you got to believe that factored into his decision here.
Yeah, we've witnessed him pitch 2 games against the Mojo in one night, and when he feels like it's must-win situations, Cam's not afraid of the tough games. And just when you think Cam's maybe lost a step, then he throws that sidearm fastball in at 88, 89 miles an hour, and you go, he still has it. Still has the speed. He still can throw it.
Yeah, he doesn't have the like the gas on every single pitch that he did 2 or 3 years ago.
Correct.
But he's also matured as a pitcher.
Yes.
His pitch selection is better than ever. His ability to mix speeds and hit corners is better as well.
Well, the Bombers' backs are against the wall, though, folks. They have to win here. It's not a must-win, but it is a must-win, if that makes any sense. They need a win here if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive, unless they want to risk that and then hope that the Kings were to lose, which we'll get into later on. He starts them off with a ball.
Brody Livingston here at the plate, and boy, has he ever had a heck of a rookie campaign. Only available for half the year, but once he got here, not only is he a lights-out pitcher, but as a hitter, 1 in every 6 plate appearances is a home run.
Yeah, the thing I've noticed with Brody is he has some ugly swings in the same at-bat that he hits a home run. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he's trying to find it, and then he usually finds it sometime in that.
You're totally right. He'll wave at one that goes over the top of the backstop.
Yes.
And then hit one to the second fence.
Good pitch. 1-2 count for Cam. We've talked to our guys. We're going to be very careful with him, I can tell you that, if we have to play him again. A drop ball from Cam Smith.
Reach back for a little extra on that one, but just off the outside corner.
So while we got a quick second here, you have a playoff implications for this game here, and the Kings play next week, right?
The Kings play the Mojo next week.
Last game of the year?
The regular season.
Yeah. So you'll know where your fate stands when you play.
Yep. After tonight, then the playoff implications should be extremely clear going into next week.
Yeah, so one of the first steps here is what happens in this game. Then the Mambas still have 2 games they've got to play, and the Kings have 1 game, and we've got that foul ball.
The Mambas have to play that tough Archers team and the Mojo as well.
And they're both fighting for the division. So, there's no give-me games.
No, there's no team out here that is just giving up. No. Everybody's fighting for something.
Yep.
Even the Melonheads, who are out of playoff contention, are still trying to develop their young guys, and I think they may not be able to mathematically improve their standing right now for draft picks, but I'd have to look at that. I know up until their last game, they were still trying to better draft picks by getting above some of the other teams whose picks they now own.
Yeah, no, I think there was a point in the season a couple weeks ago where they had hoped that they could still better but I think at this point it's pretty settled for them. But I do like their future, and they do have some good talent and some good people, good guys overall that we're glad to have in the league.
Yeah, I think that's a great swing and a base hit by Brody there to lead him off. That was a tough at-bat.
It was, but this shows you how tough he is.
That at-bat took about 3 minutes. That's a long one.
Yeah, and just no good way to pitch him. And you got to question whether or not you're just better off walking the kid. I know nobody wants to hear that, but we're starting to get into playoff season, and I'm not going to let a guy like that beat me.
Yeah, there's certainly no getting around him. It's tough, though. There's not a lot of holes in this Thunderbird lineup.
No. Now, I will say this. The Bombers do bat 4 and don't play that extra fielder, and that may have been caught by an extra fielder.
Yeah, it definitely could come into play. That's one of our new rules this season, trying to encourage teams where possible to bat more guys, get more people involved in the league. If you bat 5 or more, they would have had
a guy standing there at second base most likely.
And you can have an extra fielder.
So usually we don't have an opportunity to point it out when it is an advantage, but that is one of those times I can tell you that probably would have been caught.
Yeah, a lot of teams try to hover right around batting 5 guys, but when you're up against a particularly tough pitcher or in a really tough game, often you'll back down to the minimum allowed number of batters, which is 4, so you can get your hottest bats back up to the plate more often.
Or you can be on a team like mine where we're all about the same. there's the top of the top and the low of the low is about the same, so we just say, hey, we'll just take the extra fielder.
Well, it's always good to have the extra fielder. I'm of the attitude that I think it's good to get more people involved.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to get at-bats in this league.
Agreed.
But then all of a sudden, you're only batting 4 guys on your 8-man roster.
Yeah.
And
doesn't make for a fun night of wiffle ball.
It gets tough. It makes being a manager a little more stressful than it needs to be some nights. You got guys blowing up your phone all week, like who gets to play, who gets to hit. Oh, geez, I don't know yet.
Hey, Andrew? Sorry, folks, just trying to clarify. So we do have runners at second and third now after that double walk. Nobody out here. These two have went head-to-head a few times over the 4 or 5 years this league's been in place.
Well, Andrew Nichols is the wily veteran here who has quietly, kind of under the radar, put together one of the better careers in this league.
Yeah, for sure. Good pitch by Cam, 0-2. So it's looking at how Brian has assembled his lineup tonight. Nichols batting 3, Vogler batting 4, maybe Willenbrink batting 5. There's a big strikeout.
That's huge. Could change the whole complexion of this inning.
Yeah, for sure. Vogler, and looks like Willenbrink's on deck. So it looks like maybe Brian's not playing tonight. Batting 5.
Vogler and his luscious mane here trying to take on Cam Smith, drive home that run that we got sitting on third base. Check swing called a strike by Cam Smith. Check swings are the purview of the pitcher. They get to make that call. I agree with that one from our perspective here.
There's that patented drop ball from Cam. So just in case it happens, in this league you can yell tag if you have a runner on third base and less than 2 outs. And in this case they do. So any ball, no matter where it's hit in the air, it's up to the hitting team's discretion to yell tag. Has to be done well before the catch is made, in which turn they have to throw the ball and hit the backstop. Yeah, he's going to call him out on that one.
That one was a little closer, but it did look like he broke the plane of the plate there.
I agree with that. It looked like Cam was going to be nice and let him stay in there, but it was definitely a swing. So John Willenbrink is the last hope of the inning, and boy, this would be a disappointment if the Thunderbirds can't score here on Cam. Could be a momentum change, too.
Cam Smith out there quarterbacking his defenders, putting him where he wants him.
And again, the risk of batting only playing 3 fielders.
Looks like he is going to try to get Willenbrink to go opposite field on the ground here and trust those humps in the playing surface to be his defender over on the left side.
Cam goes right after him. We're in the bottom of the first here, no score. Bombers with Cam Smith on the mound, 0-1 count.
John Willenbrink hitting 167 on the year in 8 appearances this year with a .310 on-base percentage. He's got a single, a couple of doubles, and a home run. Boy, would he love to get another one here and break this game open.
1-1. 2-1 count. Probably sitting on the riser here. There it is. Misses high. 3-1. Bombers are sitting tied for last place, or last playoff spot, excuse me, at 6-10. Is that right?
6-10 currently. This being their 17th and final game. Pumps that one in for a strike count now 3-2.
Cam's hitting pipes tonight. It's always a good sign. 3-2.
Yeah, it seems like he's definitely on it. You're not going to be able to stand up there and try to draw a walk without being aggressive.
That's exactly right. That one 85 miles an hour, and that's going to do it. Bombers get themselves out of trouble, Ken, but we have some early action.
Yep, we're going to go to the top of the second now with no score. The Bombers looking to build on this.
Our National League division is brought to you by UCC STL. They will recover money owed to you from creditors, collect on your court judgments awarded to you and your business. Go to uccstl.com for more information. Our Season 5 All-Star Game is brought to you by Commercial Drywall Corp., a national subcontractor specializing in commercial drywall, acoustical ceilings, and finished carpentry. Having a plan is important, but finding the right partner to execute that plan in a cost-effective manner is key. Check them out at www.commercialdrywallcorp.com.
All right, we're back now for the top of the second. Spencer Foss warming up on the hill. See if the Bombers can build on that gutsy performance by Cam Smith in the bottom of the first, getting out of a jam.
It's a good view from center field. The camera's a little slow tonight, though. Try to stick with the one that's working, but just to give you an idea, and there's a good look of the pitcher, Spencer Foss, in his second inning of work.
So Cam on the mound this year is 5-1 in 7 starts. A 1.43 ERA over 28 innings pitched. Now we got Jake Welnick up at the plate. Jake Welnick, I'll call him a fan favorite. Maybe it's just because he's one of my favorite wiffle ball players.
Welnick's had a heroic moment this year.
Yep, only 5 appearances so far this year, owing to some other commitments that he has outside of wiffle ball. Unthinkable, I know. But with a couple kids at home and a career and all these other things that people seem to enjoy, this is only his 6th appearance on the year. He is batting 118. He goes down on strikes on that one.
Bombers batting 4 tonight. Their battle all the way back up to leadoff here with Ethan Weiner, who the Bombers desperately need to get going. They need to get his bat hot going into the playoffs if they get there. Little drop ball from Spencer Foss. Doesn't throw that pitch very often, and Weiner was definitely surprised. And another high pitch.
I don't think Ethan saw that one coming either. He was.
Listen, Spencer's been very aggressive tonight.
Yeah, he has. He's really mixing up his pitch. Every pitch in his repertoire is working right now.
Yes, everyone.
Ethan fights that one off. That was definitely pumping in for strike 3.
Spencer's sitting around 82 miles an hour tonight. Cam throwing around 83, 84. Spencer throwing a lot of strikes, though. 86 miles an hour with the fastball there.
Gets him for out number 2. That's going to bring in Josh Wheeler, who we talked about his last at-bat. Could very well be the key to the Bombers' performance tonight.
I don't know that Josh even got a swing last time. I think he might take 3 strikes.
I don't believe he did.
Well, he's all over that.
He grounds out to Brody Livingston, and that's going to take us very quickly to the bottom of the second.
Our hitter of the week is sponsored by Lit Cigar Lounge, St. Louis's premier cigar and whiskey bar located in Chesterfield, Missouri at the District. Find them at litstl.com and go give them a follow on all social media. Our Pitcher of the Week sponsor, Buffalo Wild Wings. Craving wings, beer, and nonstop sports? Get to Buffalo Wild Wings where game day lives every day. Whether you're into blazing hot wings, icy cold drafts, or just cheering on your team with a friend, they've got you covered. Check out our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings in Wentzville, Missouri. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. Inkspot Tattoo Shop, the premier tattoo and piercing shop located at 10 Ellis Avenue in Troy, Missouri. Call 636-528-9465 to book today. Mo WIFF is Big Dave approved.
We're back now for the bottom of the second. Cam Smith warming up on the mound, looking to continue things as he did in the latter half of that first inning. Where he's going to have this tough Thunderbirds lineup to contend with. I believe Brody Livingston's going to be right back up there. Cam hitting pipe there at his warm-ups. I don't know, I've always been of the mind that you don't waste the good ones at rehearsal, kid. Wait for the night.
Exactly right.
Jake Welnick helping Cam with his wardrobe here. He's got to make sure he looks good for the cameras. There comes Brody Livingston to the plate wearing number 22. 22, a storied number in wiffle ball history. Being the number of not only my brother, Captain of the Kings, Nick Bone, but also our father, Darren the Natural Bone, has a couple of national titles under his belt. That one just barely kisses the bottom of the pipe for strike one. Cam's fired up out there. Cam is never shy to let the rest of the field know how he's feeling.
Not at all. Well, they didn't change their defense here. They've got everybody playing deep, giving up the single. Actually, giving up a single and a double most of the time if you're playing that far back.
Yeah, there's not a lot of alternative against Brody, though. You have to
strike three.
Cam takes care of it.
Don't see that happen very often. Oh, wait, not a strikeout. They must not have called that first pitch a strike.
All right, then.
We stand corrected, folks. There you go. Just a delayed strikeout. There was a lot of hooting and hollering. I thought Cam it sounded like he hit the strike zone on his first pitch, but.
So Brody has now struck out 22 times in 46 plate appearances, not quite 50%, which some old school baseball fans might say, ew, that's horrible. That's actually fantastic.
It is.
In the realm of fast pitch wiffle ball.
Here's Dom Citrowski. Citrowski's had a decent year at the plate. He's definitely been more selective this year. He swung at a lot more pitches last season, it seems like.
Yeah, Citrowski's in his sophomore campaign now, and he's really settled in to this league. He's hitting 139 with a pretty good 389 slugging percentage. He gets on base about 1 out of every 3 times as well.
Way early on that one. Slight breeze, as you can see there in center field from the center field cam, just a little breeze. It's a good look at how much that ball moves. 2 balls and a strike. 70 mile per hour there from Cam, just a little change up. Look at the drop on that for strike 2.
Huge vertical movement on that one. Dom has 3 home runs on the year. Boy, would he ever love to get another one.
Two count. 1 away. 72. Cam's been throwing that drop ball in the low 70s.
It has great movement on it, and it's good to be able to mix those speeds, especially when you can combine it with that movement. About halfway through this game now on the clock. We play 50-minute games so that we don't have to be here until midnight. 25 minutes left here on the clock at the bottom of the second. Dom ducks from one there. Got away from Cam a little bit. You can see with 25, 30 minutes to go to the next game, we've got some warming up happening in the first and third base sides. And soon we'll be in the outfield. Stick around. So we got a great game between the Mojo and the Mambas coming up here with yet more postseason implications.
3-2 pitch. Two away. Cam's pitching for their playoff lives here tonight, as they are in a must-win situation. The only way they can get in if they lose is if the Kings lose the final game of the season, so they would have no control over their own fate. If they win tonight, they control their own fate. And then it would be left to the Kings and Mambas to battle out. How do you feel, Ken? I mean, you guys you're at 20,000 feet right now, and you get to watch all of it unfold, and then you see if you've got a legit chance. Are you guys going to set things up differently depending on how that last game sets up?
Honestly, no. We're going to just go out there, even if because we're the last game of the year, so we'll know by the time that game rolls around if it's even possible for us to make the playoffs. But we're going to go out there and do our best to win that game no matter what. We're not going to sit anybody just because.
But I mean, pitching-wise, you got the same pitcher going to throw regardless of the situation?
Most likely. We're going to have to see how Nick Bone is feeling. He's been battling some lower body injuries the last couple of weeks. He had a really rough game last week. So we'll have to see how he's feeling. But we got Johnny Gunn ready to take the ball. Nick is a little better at coming in cold than Johnny is.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be the strategy, is put Johnny out there with Nick in relief as needed.
Yeah, Johnny's been a good pickup in the trade. He definitely looks good in a Kings jersey.
We're extremely happy to have Johnny.
I'm quite impressed with his bat. I mean, he does bring a lot to the table with the stick.
He's the reigning home run derby champion.
He is.
For Mo Wiff. He hit something obscene, like 25 home runs last year in a minute.
Full count.
He's part of the Kings youth movement there. We made some moves in the middle of this season to pick up a whole lot of draft picks and add Johnny Gunn. So now we got James Dobb, we got Johnny Gunn, looking to pick up some more young guys in the draft, just so that the Kings name will continue to live on as our core gets 1 year older at a time.
Yeah, you guys have some exciting young people too. Strike three.
That's going to take us to the top of the third now. Still no score. A pitcher's duel, just like we expected.
Promotional Consultants Incorporated. PCI believes that strategy and ideation are essential steps to finding the right branded merchandise, apparel, awards, and signage solutions to enhance both your promotional marketing and employee recognition. Please give them a follow and check them out at promotionalconsultants.com. Gametime Tournaments, locally family-owned and operated baseball and softball tournaments. Play at your team's skill level with no additional fees or charges and flexible scheduling. Go to playgametimestl.com for more information. The Hitting Zone, located in O'Fallon, Missouri, over off Hoff Industrial Drive. Check them out at thehittingzone.com.
So we're back here now for the top of the third. Spencer Foss looking to continue his very good performance here. Got to keep the numbers off the board for these Bombers. You don't want to let them even breathe if you can help it. And then count on your bats to get it done for you in the bottom of the inning.
So what are the Thunderbirds playing for, you may ask? This is their last game of the season, and right now they are tied with the Purge in record, but the Purge have a near loss against the Mojo, so they assume to be a game up. They're in a must-win situation to keep that division title. If they don't win, they risk the Purge winning out or winning one of the last two and losing on a tiebreaker for the division, so they have to win this game. And I think if Brian had it his way, he would have liked not to have to throw one of his horses tonight, give him a little bit more break. So really everyone's being held accountable at the end of the year. Everyone's having to play to win this now.
Yeah, there's certainly nobody out there who gets to just rest on their laurels.
Nope.
don't even really have anybody who's just trying to play spoiler.
That's exactly right.
It's just everybody who gets out there wants to win for some reason.
Yep. 3-1.
And that's kind of what we were expecting going into this year. There's a lot of parity in this league. Every team has a chance to win basically every matchup, barring some kind of injury or availability problem.
That's right. 3-2. Tommy Dwyer, not one that likes to take pitches, but he has done a good job being patient tonight.
Yeah, he's shown a lot of discipline at the plate. Base runners are very much at a premium.
Yeah, and sometimes you drag a pitcher into the deep waters, third, fourth inning, he starts getting a little more wild. Low side of the strike zone.
Spencer continuing to look very good here as Jake Welnick comes back to the plate.
Jake Welnick's not a guy you want to sleep on. I've seen him have some big playoff home runs, big playoff hits. And this is a playoff atmosphere.
Jake is extremely clutch. He's got one home run on the year, and it was a very impactful shot.
Yep.
Broke a tie in a very close game that week.
Spencer's done a good job working down in the strike zone tonight. He's gotten a lot of strikes on the lower part of the zone, which those are always the toughest to hit.
Oh, no, is there not a pink one in there? Like a big one?
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is leave pitches up where you can get a hard level swing on one and accidentally back your way into a home run.
I may not have put it in there.
1-2.
Typically, when you're not seeing the ball well as a hitter, you just get up there and hack as hard as you feel like in case you hit it. That swing's going to be a little higher. It's not going down to get anything. Spencer gets him with that one. Bring back in Ethan Weiner.
There's a good look at Brody Livingston and Spencer Foss, two of the main Thunderbirds.
Ethan Weiner at the plate with his fancy footwork and the tightest baseball socks I've ever seen.
Spencer Foss was a first-round draft pick in Season 4. I want to say maybe the second or third overall. I don't remember exactly where.
It was somewhere around there, and it's definitely has been deservedly so. He's been an impact player his whole time in the league.
Brody Livingston, the Thunderbirds' first-round pick this year. You'd take him second overall.
Number 2 overall. Of course, our number 1 overall pick is Josh Wheeler on the other side of the
On the other side, that's right.
The rookie class, especially those top 3, have just been electric this year.
Yeah, the one we haven't talked about is the third overall pick, who's quite possibly going to win Cy Wiffle this year. As a rookie, and that'll be the first time that's happened.
Yeah, James Klein has been unreal, throwing in the high 90s with excellent movement, great speed control. He's only given up like 3 or 4 hits all year. I believe he came into last week having only given up 1, maybe 2. And
Keller with 2 big hits off of him.
Yeah, Jake Keller.
I noticed that. How'd that happen?
Well, Jake's been having a struggle.
Were they all fastballs?
Yeah, but
it's impressive.
Jake Keller's just one of the more naturally gifted athletes I've ever known.
Yeah.
It's a matter of time before he broke one.
Yeah, I'd say Keller's probably having a down year in his eyes. But that's going to do it for 3.5 innings. Actually 2.5 innings, right?
Yeah, 2.5.
2.5 innings. We'll be heading into the bottom of the third inning. We have no score here between the bottom.
Mo WIFF is brought to you by Audi Exchange in Kirkwood. They offer an extensive range of both new and pre-owned vehicles, ensuring that every customer finds a perfect car to fit their needs. In addition to their diverse inventory, they are committed to top-notch vehicle care and excellent maintenance. Call them today at 314-270-1165. Our American League division is brought to you by Alex Eggert Photography. Looking to freeze those unforgettable moments in time? Look no further than Alex Eggert Photography. Whether you're scoring the winning goal, celebrating family milestones, or embracing your senior year, we've got you covered. Book your session today and make every moment click.
The kid's just that good. Back here now for the bottom of the third.
Now, tell the folks what you were just telling me.
So I looked up the stats here, and James Klein, our leading contender for Rookie of the Year and Cy Wiffle, has only given up 4 hits on the year, 3 of them being last week versus the Kings. Jake Keller with 2 hits, Justin Hitchcock with a hit. So that was a moral victory, and sadly for the Kings, it was the only victory we were able to pull out, getting mercy ruled 10-0 after getting run ruled in our final inning.
So, I think Dustin Hitchcock had a great rookie season and then had a really off sophomore year last year, but then this year has been incredibly good for you guys with the bat.
Hitchcock has been huge. He's been in the top 5 of almost every offensive category all year. He's the Kings leader in both on-base percentage and slugging percentage.
Yeah, he's a tough out. He's been a tough out since the Mo WIFF Classic of last year.
So you often have to worry about Hitchcock. Cam pumps that one in for a strike, and he says he's fine. I saw him on the ground there. I was worried he had strained his side again. He may have just slipped on that one.
He has an oblique issue, and anybody that's ever had an oblique issue will tell you it's a sharp pain, a really sharp pain, and feels like you're ripping your muscles and tendons and everything away from your rib cage right in that area, and it's short-lived, and you go right back at it. I mean, sneezing, coughing, anything hurts, so I can't imagine that he's pitching.
Yeah, throwing a wiffle ball or swinging a bat cannot feel good.
It can't. He's got it all wrapped up tonight, though, so, I mean, obviously it's not a full tear, or he wouldn't be out there.
Well, he is refraining from batting this game, opting to focus on his pitching duties.
Yeah, it's a good point, and his last couple pitches have dipped down around 80, 79, 78, and 80. He was throwing 85 early in the game, so we'll see if he can ramp it up or if maybe that injury's kind of starting to – you're not going to be able to throw 80 and be 78, 80. There's a great pitch. Unless you pinpoint your pitches like that.
Well, that's just the advantage of the experience and the veteran presence that Cam has out there. When he maybe has to take a little something off of a pitch, he can still rely on that movement and hitting those corners.
That pitch a little high, 74 miles an hour. 1 ball to John Willenbrink. Bottom of the third. Thunderbirds, the home team. They're a win away from locking up the division. The only wild card is we still have a game we have to make up against the Mojo tonight where we're in the 3rd inning, and if the Purge would come back and win that game, it would be irrelevant what the Thunderbirds do tonight. But assuming the Purge lose that, since they're down 3-0, a Thunderbirds win would give them the division, national division title, and a first-round bye. 3 balls, no strikes to John Willenbrink. Yeah, see, that's 76 miles an hour. That's about 9 miles per hour slower than he was throwing in the first part of the game.
Yeah, and I think John Willenbrink may have put the red light on himself on that one. That was a pitch to hit, but when the pitcher's showing a little bit of pain and showing that he's having to take a little bit off of each pitch, and you're up in the count 3-0, it's not a bad time to make him show you that he's going to throw a strike.
82. Reach back with a little bit there. Nice to see. 3-2 count. Big pitch.
Gets him on
a
that
strikeout.
one. Good late movement on that pitch. And we're going to intentionally walk Brody Livingston.
I can't blame him. I'm going to do the same thing.
Very strategic.
See, here's the thing. I mean, the Thunderbirds, as good as they are, they have to be able to provide there's someone else on that team that can hit the ball.
Yeah.
And Andrew Nichols is that guy, but he's not always there. So you're going to see this. This, what just happened, is going to be indicative of the playoffs. when you play this team if they don't get some other sticks going.
Oh, absolutely, especially in a situation like that where
there's no chance. I'm not going to let him beat you.
You get Brody up there, 2 outs, nobody on,
No way.
in a tight game where 1 run might, could
No
easily
chance.
win it. Nah, it's not going to be you. We're going to make somebody else prove they can.
That's
do
right,
it.
100%. And until someone on that team starts putting the fear of God into the pitchers, it's going to cost Brody at bats.
Dom just barely gets under that one. Missed being that guy by a quarter
He did.
of an inch
He
on the
did.
barrel.
And he's the kind of guy that can hit the ball. We're going to head to the top of the 4th inning. No score. Bombers.
Our pitcher of the week sponsor, Buffalo Wild Wings. Craving wings, beer, and nonstop sports? Get to Buffalo Wild Wings where game day lives every day. Whether you're into blazing hot wings, icy cold drafts, or just cheering on your team with a friend, they've got you covered. Check out our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings in Wentzville, Missouri. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. Inkspot Tattoo Shop, the premier tattoo and piercing shop located at 10 Ellis Avenue in Troy, Missouri. Call 636-528-9465 to book today. Mo Wiff is Big Dave approved.
We're back now for the top of the 4th. Tight game. Very well-pitched game on both sides. We're going to see Spencer Foss try to carry his momentum forward.
Brian Hunter, the captain of the Thunderbirds, out there talking to his pitcher. Looks like there's 8 minutes left in the game. We're in the top of the 4th. It could be the last inning, possibly, which is hard to believe because there's been really good pitching in this game. This is a guy here, though, that can change the number with the way he's been hitting.
Yeah, typically with really hot pitching like this, the games go a bit faster. But there have been some at-bats that were battles here.
You're right. There was some 3-minute at-bats, 4-minute at-bats early on.
It's just that the pitcher has won all those battles thus far. Josh Wheeler goes yard on that one. That could be a huge difference in this game. Cam Smith waiting at home plate with his bomb on a chain here. These last couple weeks, Wheeler has really broken his season open, showing he can get it done on the plate as well as on the mound.
One nothing Bombers.
Just like that, you know Cam's going to be fired up when he gets back out on the mound trying to close this one out.
I'm really speechless. But if I was going to tell you a key to the game, I would have said they got to get some hitting from Wheeler or Cam, and Cam's not batting.
Well, absolutely. Cam very vocal out there saying, with performances like that from the rest of his guys that he needs to hit. He doesn't have to bat. He can focus on pitching.
So Spencer Foss gives up his second home run of the year. The first one from Jason Worsenholm about 4 weeks ago, something like that. And then in a very odd way, because Spencer doesn't usually give up runs late in the game, has given up his second home run.
Yeah, usually by the third or fourth inning, he's lights out.
He's lights out.
Shades of Adam Wainwright. If you want to get to him in most games, you got to get him in that first or second inning.
But nobody out, 2-1 count.
He's got to just shake that off now and trust the rest of this Thunderbirds lineup to be there for him in the bottom of this fourth inning. 1 run is still only 1 run, even against as high a caliber pitcher as Cam Smith.
Strike 3. Oh, nope, sorry. Take that back. Strike 2. 2-2. Oh, wait. Sorry, Tommy Dwyer struck out, correct?
Yeah.
I don't know what the count is here for Jake Welnick, but hey, Alex, can you get a count for me?
Now.
Hey, let's count.
1 and 2. Thank you.
Just off camera here, Cam is getting his wrap adjusted for that oblique strain that he's working through.
Well, the one thing I will say is you're probably not going to see Brody Livingston bat the rest of this game. And if they do pitch to him, I don't know the word stupid's a good word to use, but at this point with a 1-0 lead and you're worried about someone's feelings.
Yeah, it's going to be very situational at this point. The only way that you see Brody bat is if there's no choice but to throw to him.
That's
so
right.
It's going to be up to the other guys to get on base. You know, you get a guy on first and second, all of a sudden you can't